I feel like I look so thick with the extra. Do I look stronger? Almost. I look bigger than Frank. Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast. I am Spencer Cartier.
I am Orbit. I also thought we were still doing a sound check.
No. And this year is Frank. What is he wearing? Is that a do-rag?
No, it's not a do-rag. It's like, I'm a tough guy. Not that do-raggers aren't tough, but no, he's like, he works at the Irish bar. It's that kind of like a chef's stocking cap or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like, I think burglars use it too.
Okay.
Did you break this more than?
Yeah, it's really broken.
Yeah.
And COVID's over,
it could fall.
It could. It's hanging on by a thread here.
All right.
Anyhow.
And I'm not supposed to have this. Everything's crazy. When did I see you last?
I don't know what's happening. It's November. What's up, guys?
That's right.
It's a brand new month.
Oh, maybe all the spookiness.
Yeah, Halloween. Everything got rearranged.
Did it?
It is November. We are chugging along through the fall. You told me to stop bringing up the weather, but
no, you can. You know,
I like the small talk.
No, the small talk is so good because I'm going back through the old podcast. We have like 200 plus at this point.
A lot of podcasts.
And I was trying to find because I was accused of using. Did you say hi already?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was accused of reusing names and stuff. So.
Okay.
And I needed to start keeping track of the Walk Through Thursday verses. Anyway, it's really interesting because you say the weather, like there was a storm, or like I'll say I got my flu
We're
shot.
like time dating
Yes.
the date. It's like everyone will remember on November 3rd?
4th.
Wow.
I believe.
November 4th.
No, it's the 3rd.
Moving on.
Yeah. It was the 4th.
We just came out of spooky what is it? Halloween weekend is what they call it.
Yeah, it was Halloween. You don't always get a Halloween weekend.
Well, there's always a Halloween weekend, but Halloween's not always on the Halloween weekend.
Okay.
But I like when it is because why? Because I think when it falls on a Halloween weekend is when you really truly get the 2 weekends of Halloween. What I mean by that is I like to go out and dress up as like a tooth fairy and go and to my Halloween parties. If Halloween falls on a Wednesday, you have two options. You either have a party the weekend before, then the weekend before, and then it's Halloween, or you have a Halloween party the weekend before and a Halloween party after.
Right.
I don't like either of those.
No.
I like Halloween weekend falling on Halloween because the weekend before is, next week's Halloween, let's have a Halloween party, and then the official Halloween weekend.
I wished you had been the Tooth Fairy because you could have made a grisly one.
Oh, isn't that how the Tooth Fairy started?
I don't know.
I feel like it's one of those old German stories.
Okay. So I don't even remember introducing myself. I blacked out.
Orbit?
I'm Orbit.
Yeah.
And that is the Astros mascot.
You are just big on the Astros.
Who won the World Series?
It's over?
Look at you. Look at you.
Just look at you.
They lost.
The Astros lost?
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah. I don't know. We do have fans that like we have Texas fans.
Oh, okay. I don't know. As you can see, I don't even know that
the Atlanta Braves won, and the last time they won was 1995.
Okay. See, I'm always rooting for the team. Wait.
Well, I don't know when I
thought the Astros just won. And I remember I looked it up. 2017, they had that cheating scandal.
Mm-hmm.
But
maybe they did.
It wasn't even a real cheating scandal. Do you know baseball at all?
Yeah.
So it's like they were just giving signs, or they were stealing signs. I think it's stealing signs.
Okay.
I don't know. Sign language. We're still doing that.
Oh, maybe they were stealing the other person.
Yeah, it's like when that coach puts his hand like this, that means they're gonna throw a curveball.
Insider trading. I don't know. The Orbit is the Astros mascot. And the Atlanta Braves won. I just said that. But the Atlanta Braves won, and they were doing the tomahawk chop, which is extremely frowned upon by Native Americans.
Well, they just changed their mascot, yeah?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Not just, but you mean like on their merchandise?
Well, yeah, the Atlanta Braves, they always had that caricature of a Native American.
Well, the fans can't be controlled.
Yeah.
So you can imagine, like, if Philadelphians were told, don't sing Fly Eagles Fly. Of course, why wouldn't
probably
we?
Sing it more.
What?
They would probably sing it more.
Right. So that's the Georgian fans were doing the tomahawk chop because everybody can do what they want, and they weren't looking at it as whatever. But so Orbit is an alien mascot.
Okay.
And he has
Astros, like astronauts.
Yeah, he has baseball antenna, and that's because Houston is the NASA space city.
Houston, we have a problem.
Right.
Word association.
Right.
Okay, I'm getting it.
Okay, and you can follow Orbit on Instagram, Orbit Astros.
He has his own Instagram.
He does, and so does Blooper.
And that is the
Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
Isn't that weird?
That is.
It's Blooper, and you can't identify what he is.
He's always shifting.
No.
Oh.
How advanced was it? No. Okay, so as you know, we have the Philly Phanatic.
Okay, and we have Gritty now.
And we have Gritty.
Difference.
So, but for years with the Philly Phanatic, it was so unusual.
Yeah, it was
people
like,
would
what
have,
is it?
Right, are you a tiger? Are you a knight? We had the Philly Phanatic. You're right. Now the Flyers have Gritty, which again, what are you? So the Atlanta Braves were like, well, we're going to have one of those. And so they have a mascot called Blooper.
Yeah.
You can follow Blooper on probably Blooper Braves. Yeah, Blooper Braves on Instagram. And you don't know what he is.
What does it look like? Blue, I hope?
No, I think he's gray. As a matter of fact, because it was the World Series, they were asking the opposing fans, like they were showing Blooper to Astros fans, and they're like, what is it? And they're like, I have no, is it a chicken? I don't know.
Okay.
So it's sort of, it's very uncertain what he is. So I want to tell you something. Do I?
You are. You only need one. I feel like I don't even know why I'm here sometimes. I feel like if you had a microphone and just like a mirror right here, it would be a fully
I do that in the bathroom. I say, I want to tell you something.
A fully functional podcast.
You're fantastic. What do you mean you don't know why you're here? You were just...
No, I know. I'm saying I think it would like there would be no pauses.
Sometimes. Other times you get mad because you're like, you're killing me out here. So I'll just say, like, real cash, that it's November 3rd. I thought it was the 4th.
I won't tell you how cold it was this morning. I won't tell you that I had to go out and start my car and run back inside to let it warm up.
It was
I
cold.
won't tell you that I'm wearing a hoodie and a jacket even inside. I won't tell you any of that.
I will tell you that it is Japanese Culture Day.
Oh, nice.
Is it?
Yeah, I have friends like Japan.
You tried to go to Japan.
I did. Thank God I didn't.
Really?
Because when I was getting, the idea was to get super cheap tickets.
Okay.
With the gamble that the borders would have been open.
Okay.
It was a COVID decision. So far in advance. So far in advance was the September that just passed.
Mm-hmm.
And only just this month did they announce that they're going to reopen their...
Oh, wow.
Their, what is it when people travel?
Restrict travel?
No, what are the people called that travel? Tourists. They're going to open their tourist restrictions.
Okay.
So, Japan, happy I missed you.
Japan. So for Japanese Culture Day, I'm watching an anime on...
Oh, you're watching the animes?
Netflix. Netflix. It's a sports anime, and it's called Komokoku's Basketball.
Okay. Anime's getting real popular now. My brother, he likes anime. His girlfriend.
Oh, he will get mad. It's called Kuroko's, not Kumikoko's. He will get mad if you say my brother now. Like, he's one of the early.
Yeah, so let me talk to you guys about anime a little bit.
In honor of Japanese culture.
In honor of Japanese culture. Anime is a cartoon style show, but it's hard for outsiders to understand it, me included. I've always looked at it like, are you watching cartoons? In Japanese culture, they put a lot of money and finance, and so the level of depth in some of these shows are very, what's the word?
Sophisticated.
Sophisticated. Thank you. Perfect word. Sophisticated. But yeah.
The writing and the
writing,
voice acting.
Yeah. So huge in Japan, and then it's always been in America, but it's never really caught in storm.
I mean, I watched Speed Racer as a child.
Exactly. or Dragon Ball Z are some of the ones that like kind of leaned over the edge. And so my brother, he watched anime all his life, and we used to just pummel him for it. I used to get him in a headlock like this.
He did not.
No, I didn't. But it was a not haha. It was, you're watching anime. I'm only saying this because it has an ending, which is, I want to say in the past couple years,
right?
Anime has completely blown up,
yes.
and everyone watches it. every demographic watches it.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of it was because people are like, this is good. Like,
yes.
And
if something's good,
and so it took,
it'll catch on.
It took sort of enough people to say that for people to respect it.
Right.
But yeah, so anime, I watched a few in my day.
I can't really say that I have, but I'm looking at this one, and it has 3 seasons and lots of episodes.
Now, the test of a real anime watcher.
I listen with English.
Thank you.
Audio.
So do I. But you know,
basically, I have it running a lot in the background,
Yeah.
so I can't be reading the captions.
Yeah.
And I know you lose something with the
How much do you lose?
translation. I don't know.
You tell it to like true anime watchers, and they'll see it as a sin. But
And
I'm like, I'd rather enjoy it peacefully.
people should watch that show we did where we gave them the anime painting.
Yes, that all comes full circle. We made a video. This was what, last year for. It was a holiday
January.
season, yeah, because it was
January,
their
'cause they're
birthdays
both
in
of their
January.
birthdays, yeah. Mhm.
My brother and his girlfriend, and we made a anime style drawing of them.
We didn't.
No, all we did was record us turning it into a canvas and giving it to them. That was good times. Haven't
Yeah.
really had many on the roads since then.
No.
Haven't really been out of the house.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
So that's that.
That's that.
One Word Wednesday.
Oh, it's time for that. Guys, it is One Word Wednesday. How y'all doing? One Word Wednesday. Oh, wait. This is a Christian podcast.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Oh, my gosh. If you have been watching this and didn't know that, I'm so sorry. No, so we talk about spirituality. We just shoot the old SHI Christian podcast. But One Word Wednesday is when we just pick a word and we talk about the spiritual significance of it, or use it as a spiritual metaphor.
Yeah.
Wait, no, use it as a real metaphor. Use it as an earthly metaphor.
We use it as
for spirituality.
a divining rod. Divining.
A what?
This it's like a stick. It looks like I think it looks like you would play. You would use it for a slingshot, but you hold it and then
it finds the water.
Yeah, but people use it as like it could. As if you're, I guess the word's metaphor. You would use it to like, it was I don't know the word, divining rod.
Okay.
Takes you to where you're looking for something, and this helps you get there.
Got you.
So that's what we do.
That's what we do. That's all we've done for the past year.
Yeah.
I feel like I look so thick with the extra. Do I look stronger? Almost. I look bigger than Frank.
Well, you have on 2-3 coats.
Yeah, I'm gonna start wearing 4. All right,
he has nothing to prove, so he doesn't care what you're doing.
Okay.
The word is doubt.
Doubt. Self-doubt.
Doubt. Let it all out.
Doubt. Is that what the? Okay, I was gonna say. I'm really bad at like not about singing the wrong words. So like this whole time.
No. And it's not no.
Out.
Yeah.
These are the things I could do without. Come on.
I'm talking to you. All right.
Come.
Not No Doubt, which is
No Doubt. It's another band, isn't it?
Gwen Stefani's band.
Don't speak. I know just what you're thinking.
Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Also very big in 1995, as were the Atlanta Braves when they won the last World Series.
Yes. Okay. Doubt. Self-doubt.
Yeah, it's a hard word to spell.
DOUBT.
Oh.
I didn't doubt myself for a second.
And that's because it comes from the Latin word dubius. That's why it has the B in there.
Dubious.
Yeah, that's why it has the B in there.
Huh. I like that word. We use that word.
Yeah.
It's like a Latin word.
Well, it's so faint. It's like dubious is DUBIUS and the English dubious is DUBIOUS.
Oh.
But
never mind. We don't use the word.
There's words that come straight down.
Yeah, like.
Well, I went to medical school, so like I'm really good in Latin words.
Let's hear one.
I don't know.
Corpse.
Oh, really?
What does Corpus Christi mean?
Oh, here we go again with that word. I forget, but it wasn't medical. That was holy.
Yeah, but it's Latin.
Oh yeah, you're right. Is it Body of Christ?
Yeah.
Ah.
Corpus. corpse.
All right. What does doubt mean? It means uncertainty.
Is that what it means?
Uh-huh.
I'm starting to feel doubts.
Why?
I'm starting to feel, I'm switching the words.
Oh.
Starting to feel uncertainties. But I feel like it's like you're like self-uncertain. You're uncertain with yourself.
It doesn't have to be self, because people doubt.
I doubt
global
it.
warning. I just said. People
Global
doubt.
warming's gonna make our ice caps melt. I doubt it. Yeah, I'm uncertain about it.
Okay,
But it's more of an active. I disagree to be certain.
In modern usage, we say it as, I do not believe you.
Yeah.
But it's
doubt it.
Okay, so if someone said
uncertain.
If someone said, what do you think about is there climate change? You would say, like, I doubt it.
I doubt it.
The reason it's uncertain and not I do not believe it is because you would say, I do not believe it. Like, that's how it's supposed to be.
I doubt it.
Doubt does not mean it doesn't say I'm not open to it being right, but I kind of, what's this thing in legal terms? Without a reasonable doubt.
Beyond a reasonable doubt.
So like this person,
beyond a reasonable,
like Frank did it,
uncertainty,
right? And you go beyond a reasonable doubt. Like maybe he didn't do it, but any reasonable person would think that he did it.
Yeah, you need to have more than.
It's a
word.
It's a word. So obviously you're a namesake of a spiritual doubter.
Doubting Thomas. Doubting Thomas. When Jesus was resurrected, one of his disciples, Thomas of, you really thought I knew where it's from, didn't you? Thomas of somewhere.
I don't think they told us.
Says, that can't be the real Jesus. He was crucified. And he says, oh, Thomas, come on over here and put your fingers in my hands. And
You're
he
correct.
did, and he said, yep, that's Jesus.
That's John 20:27. And Jesus said to him, stop doubting and believe.
Doubting.
So I guess that's why they call him Doubting Thomas, because that is straight from the gospel that Jesus said to Thomas, stop doubting and believe.
Doubting. If you just believe. Christmas is coming up.
Yeah, it is. So doubt is, like we said, people doubt politicians.
Yeah.
People doubt science. People doubt
doubt
science.
Everything.
As we know, with the VAX word, there are people who doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I'll do it, but I doubt it. And this is what I have to say about how science and religion go hand in hand.
Oh.
Science, people think is black and white.
Yeah.
Right? And they say, you have to believe this because this is true.
Yes.
But the best scientists in the whole entire world, living and dead, have said and will say that science is always changing.
Yeah.
We talked about the quote that was on our Instagram recently. Orville Wright, one of the first, I guess, to invent an airplane. I'm not really sure what
the Wright brothers.
Yeah, his claim to fame was. But it said, if you're not questioning, you won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And the best scientists say that. You have to question.
Yeah.
And it's going to evolve.
Yeah.
And people get mad because they say, oh, well, we used to be told we couldn't eat eggs, and then we could eat eggs, and then we couldn't eat eggs. And that shouldn't make you doubt science. It's like science is constantly checking.
Yeah.
Researching and checking and researching and finding new information.
There's an Always Sunny skit, and it's meant to be ignorant, but it's also funny in the sense of what you're saying, where I forget what they are even arguing about that scientists would need to be a part of it. And it was Mac, and he was like talking about he's like, scientists are right sometimes.
You're not going to get us to not believe in evolution.
And why is that?
Because the smartest scientists in the entire world all agree that it's real.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because, Mr. Reynolds, science is a liar sometimes.
Oh, boy.
This is Aristotle, thought to be the smartest man on the planet. He believed that the Earth was the center of the universe, and everybody believed him because he was so smart. Until another smartest guy came around, Galileo, and he disproved that theory, making Aristotle and everybody else on Earth look like a bitch. Of course, Galileo then thought comets were an optical illusion, and there's no way that the moon could cause the ocean's tides. Everybody believed that because he was so smart. He was also wrong, making him and everyone else on Earth look like a bitch again. And then, best of all, Sir Isaac Newton gets born and blows everybody's nips off with his big brains. Of course, he also thought he could turn metal into gold and died eating mercury, making him yet another stupid bitch. Are you seeing a pattern?
And it was going through all like Newton, discovered gravity, also thought you could turn metals into gold.
Right.
And it was all the things that we've changed. Like, scientists were the ones who said the Earth's flat.
Right.
Until scientists after them said, well, actually, Einstein, people thought they understood space till Einstein came over and talked about. I keep stopping because I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. So science is scientists and established facts are always being questioned, researched further, and they find out new stuff. It doesn't mean the previous thing was not true. It just means they're always questioning themselves and they're always trying to learn more and more. Same thing with religion. Do you know how hard it is to have a theory turn into a law in science? Hard, probably.
It's almost impossible.
Okay.
Like, that's why it's still even called like the theory of evolution. I don't know if it's still, but when I was in school, we believe in evolution here. And do we ever talk about evolution? We'll have a podcast on it.
Yeah, we'll have to.
We'll have to. But we believe in evolution. We believe it's all part of God's design. Not the point. The point is, because yes, we know it is 99.99999% that there's evolution, but it just doesn't fit the requirements of what makes something a law. Like how gravity is that you can measure. Right. Okay, well, if you drop something that's falling at 8.82 meters per second squared downwards, whatever. And I could be wrong on this, but hey.
No.
Don't doubt what I'm saying.
No, and it's interesting that you bring up evolution, the Big Bang Theory. So people believe in science, right? Like, I turned the page, but I think it's like only 4% of people do not believe that smoking causes cancer. Yeah. Right? It's like, okay, we're on board. Yeah. But so many people don't believe in the Big Bang, especially the more religious you are. Yeah. So Scientific American asked the question to North American Christians, and they said, when science disagrees with the teachings of your religion, which one do you believe? 58% said we'll favor religion over what the science tells us. Yeah. 33 would favor science, and 6% said it depends. But yeah, so you said evolution. It's because if you feel that science is challenging your religion, you'd rather doubt science than doubt your spiritual belief. Yeah. But it's okay to doubt your spiritual belief.
No. Why do you have to do either?
You don't have to do anything. But what I was saying about religion and science is the way scientific belief gets stronger is by not being afraid to investigate it. Yeah, but same thing with your religion, with your spiritual belief. Everybody doubts. Not everybody. So 40% of Christians have experienced spiritual doubt. Yes. Some people, when they experience spiritual doubt, they leave the church. Oh. Yeah. So there's something called a seasons of spiritual doubt that people have. And what churches and stuff are trying to make people realize is if you are in a season of spiritual doubt, I think it was St. John. Somebody went through 45 years of spiritual doubt.
That's just a life.
Mother Teresa had spiritual doubt.
Yes. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
To not leave the church. Because you're having spiritual doubt doesn't mean, oh, well, this isn't for me.
Yes. No, I've been saying this, and I think it's an important thing. It's okay to doubt, but I think with the religion especially, it's one of the, I think you should always doubt. I read the Bible from front cover to cover. I like always making a point of that.
You haven't said it in a while.
I know I haven't.
So it's good.
In a sort of in a way of doubt, in a way of I was hearing a lot of people tell me different things about the same book. I didn't read the book, and I had doubt.
Listen, just before you go, I want to tell you why you were doubting. Your age.
I was 22.
Young people have the most doubt of the older generations because you were brought up in a secular world. Men over women.
Wait, I'm a man.
You're a man. College educated over high school educated.
It was when I went to college.
Single over married.
I've been single all my life.
Okay.
I fit all the requirements.
You're the prototype. Is that the word? You're the prototype.
I am the poster child of spiritual doubt.
Yes.
I don't know why I was a robot. Because I think you said prototype and that put me in a prototype mode. Okay.
It's hard for those people to really just... and you know what? One more thing that you have is that you don't have peer pressure anymore. Because of the young people. Like in the old days, you would probably be surrounded by believers, where it's not really the case anymore.
Yes. So now I'll tell you about spiritual doubt, and maybe you can listen up. I grew up Catholic, a good Irish Catholic boy who walked 20 miles to school every day barefoot.
You did?
Okay.
With a shamrock in your hand.
With a shamrock in my hand, and Mother Mary would. She was a priest, not not priest. Oh my God, she was a nun, and she used to hit me with rulers. But I learned that way. I got all my sacraments.
Yeah.
I cared about religion enough. I had a relationship with God enough. I did everything I needed to do. Boom. I'm set. Religion. Am I religious? Yeah. I'm Catholic. Get out of my face. Then it was always on the back burner. It's a religion thing. And I never had to doubt because everyone around me was like, you wouldn't even bring it up. It's like, they believe in God and the same religion as they believe. And then I went to college, and I was a young boy, college education, at a Christian school that was not my religion. Christian school that was not my denomination.
Okay.
It was a small denomination, and there was always things that I didn't really agree with in the denomination I was, but I always thought, whatever, it's just but then once I heard a different denomination have things that I agree with and don't agree with, but in different ways. Yeah. And I'm like, how is this happening?
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm having doubts about the whole thing. Because it's like, if I go into any church or any sort of religious practice, if I go with the Wiccans, well, I believe with some things. I don't disagree. I don't know what's the difference.
What's the truth?
What's the truth?
I think each one thinks they're right.
Yes, I think that's the bigger point. It's because and this denomination will probably look down on this denomination. This denomination looks bad at this denomination, and I'm like, is it all just hoopla? But I think that's the pivot point, right? What you say, a lot of people leave the church.
Yes.
When they look at their own denomination and they say, okay, well, I don't agree that they don't let, these people marry, let's say. I'm like, I can't believe in a God that would enforce that.
Right.
And so therefore I don't believe in God.
Right.
Or, whatever the case may be. If you're in a religion that doesn't let you
have a birthday.
Well, it doesn't let you have a birthday. It's like, well, if all loving God would let you have a birthday,
right?
I don't believe in God. He can't be real, because if he was, he'd let you have birthdays.
Right.
That's where a lot of people go, and then they become non-religious. Like, I'm just gonna live a good life, because you know what? This is too much hoopla.
Too many question marks.
I luckily, I had the old Holy Spirit bug. I was like, I took that doubt and said, you know what? Shh. Both of you, just be quiet. I'm talking to the two denominations here.
No.
I'm like, this whole time I've been sitting in a book club, and I haven't read the book, and I don't want to hear you debate on why the couch is red in the book.
Okay.
I'm going to read it. And so I read the Bible myself without anybody in my ear telling me this is what that meant and this is what that meant. And I've never been closer to religion or my own spiritual journey.
Okay.
And I think that's a big thing in doubt. And to talk about that pivot point, I was lucky to like follow it through. But imagine growing up your entire life being told something, and it's like you don't believe it for yourself. As soon as you get the freedom, it's like thank the heavens, or not, I guess. I'm out.
Right.
I'm calling it quits.
Yes.
And so it's good to doubt, but your doubt, same way as Thomas, it should bring you closer to your spiritual journey.
Exactly. And that is the takeaway. Neither science nor religion have certainties.
Yes.
Okay. But that doesn't stop you from believing in science. That doesn't make you throw away any scientific thought, or I don't want to be part of it because they've been wrong before, or I can't, that there's no answer to that. Or, so same thing with religion, especially organized religions or what's being told to you or particular pastors, there's no certainties. Okay. So to doubt, you're correct. Don't be afraid to doubt, and don't be afraid to go through because you can come back stronger.
Yes. Yes.
If you had never doubted and you had just stayed culturally Catholic, would that be any better than not believing? Because, you were belonging to something you didn't really believe in. Yeah. So you doubted, you investigated, I don't want to say held strong, but you allowed yourself to do your own scientific,
allowed myself to have uncertainty, if we're going to use that word, rather than blind certainty.
Right.
Well, this is the way it is. And where you're seeing that a lot, and talk about scientists, is with P-Boy Friend, the Pope. Yeah. We love what he's doing. A lot of people don't like what he's doing because it's going against the certainty that they had.
Yes.
And Pope Francis, I think one of the reasons why we appreciate him so much is because he is, so loving, so holy, and he has those healthy. I'm looking like how. Let me read this, not with certainty, but let me read this of what's the message that wants to be sent from God to be.
Right.
And he's getting a lot of flack for it, but I know we stand Pope P-Boy Fran.
Yes.
Ooh, we stand P-Boy Fran.
Oh, that's a shirt.
That is a shirt. Anyway, guys. Yeah, that's it. That's it for One Word Wednesday. Uncertainty. It's a word of the week, or doubt. Doubt. It's a word of the week. Never doubt yourself. You're the best. And never doubt that God loves you.
That's true.
Those are the two certainties you can have.
That's right. Take
that to the bank. Yeah, you know what? Well, I'm not leaving. A lot of when we talk about doubt, and it's like someone will say, I'm so strong in my faith. Have no doubt in your faith, just like with Jesus, right? Or just like with Jesus.
You don't doubt Jesus.
You don't doubt Jesus.
Right.
When we're talking about doubt things, it's more on an earthly level, on these small little nitpicky things. I think in general, realistically, the one thing you should never doubt is that God is there and God loves you.
Absolutely. And
never doubt yourself, trust yourself, and those two things, and then everything else. For some people, the two things you're doubting, or that this doesn't make sense to me. It's usually because it goes against one of those two things.
Right.
It's like, I trust God loves me. I'm certain of that.
Yes.
I trust myself. And then if you're reading something, it's like, that doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like there's love in that. And that's the biggest thing I took away from the Bible is everything makes sense when you realize it all gets boiled down to love.
Right.
Love of God that passes through us, and we should have love for ourselves and love for the neighbor. But now we're just rambling, so I got to go.
No,
Don't doubt that I'll be back tomorrow for Walk Through Thursday.
That's right.
Peace.